Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. All right, we're working on this Sony Av 8650. Had some great luck with it today, and so far, anyways. We did get all the lubrication and got the motors and got the brakes. As you can tell, the playing and the alignments are correct, all the lubrication. We did replace the skew. We had to fix this. It was completely broke. The tension arm was completely broke as well. I had to put a brand new felt drag band on the inside of that, which is changed. Now we got proper drag. All right, and you can see the meters. The video level is good. The meters are working well. So we got this thing about 90% done. All right, I want to bring up a big point about the Sony Av 8650s. The big problem with these machines is the motor cap. Motor run caps, which are it's capacitors that run the motor for the scanner and the motor that controls your capstan roller. They have to be going the correct speed at the same time. Any lag in a bad motor run capacitor, your scanning will slow down and you'll start getting tracking errors where the tracking won't load, or you start getting really bad scanning errors, which happens quite often on these machines. Well, this one here is having a really bad video played lockup, was not locking up or control tracking, where the control would lock up and the tracking would stay locked. Really, really bad. I mean, it was godforsaken bad. And I just got done fixing it. So anyways, the motor run capacitors go bad on these machines all the time. So what I mean by that is, I have a slew of capacitors that bridge motor run capacitors on the inside of these things. These are the exact values that's needed for these EIAJs. So what I did is I put brand new capacitors to replace the capacitors that he had in this unit, because I couldn't get this thing to track at all. The tracking was horrendous on this deck. The speed starts slowing down really, really bad. Now, motor run capacitors basically are these, guys. Let me give you an idea. Now, here's a motor, right? Well, on the side, you have a very low microfarad capacitor. That's what kickstarts the motor and keeps it at a steady speed. Well, capacitors like that are inside this unit as well. So we bridge those with capacitors like these to replace large capacitors like that, which are a real pain in the ass. You can't find them really anyways to fit these type of capacitors anyways. But that's what keeps the motor running, and it starts it up at a correct speed to maintain that speed. Now, if those motor run capacitors start getting sluggish, or from age, or start losing their capacitance value, the motor will start to slow down. You'll get scan lines. You'll start noticing really bad tracking where you can't track a tape. That means the motor run capacitors are starting to go bad. So I already knew what it was. I mean, he explained it to me and I was going to do it anyways, but we changed out the motor run capacitors on this machine and we bridged them with brand new ones. This machine was not doing this at all. I mean, this thing would not play and lock like this at all, guys. It was really, really, really bad. So I had to change out the motor run capacitors. So we made a lot of progress on this machine today. We did get the motors running, got the lubrication, got the tension. Drag band is fixed. The skew is fixed. Lubrication's done, and got the motor pulling the tape through the machine properly. We are getting color playback. It does drift from time to time, but there is a switch on the back you can screw with a screwdriver to lock color in if it ever goes out of phase. That usually means the capacitors on your color board, which is located on this side, probably are going bad on the board and probably need changing out. But at this point, it looks like it's staying locked in color, so I think we're pretty good here. But anyways, this machine takes a lot to fix, guys. A lot to fix. There was everything under the sun wrong with this machine. Basically, the motor run capacitors were the biggest issue. The deck would not play back properly, so it would lock in video like this in tracking. So when you track it, it would lock. The speeds were just off too much, where it's throwing scan lines and it wouldn't lock in. So we had to bridge brand new motor run capacitors out of my stash to fix his problem, which we did. And we're we're getting there. So the Sony Av 8650, we're about, I'd say 90% done. I'm gonna do some more testing. We did replace the belts, which were somewhat needing to be replaced, obviously, and so we got this about 90% done. We're getting there. Hope you enjoyed this video.